Hi, I'm Dr. Bear, and for today, you're coming with me to the lab. When you perform your tasks in the lab, where do you think we dispose the hazardous wastes that are left when you finish? There are different types of waste disposals. You may be familiar with landfill, where hazardous wastes are deposited in excavated land for final disposal. But have you ever heard of safe burial? When a healthcare center is located in a very remote area, far from the big cities, it can be hard to dispose of medical waste safely. One way to manage it in these places is through something called safe burial. This means safely burying certain types of medical waste right on the healthcare facility's property. On first thought, this may seem a bit dangerous, but don't worry. There are rules and protections to keep the area and the people nearby safe. So how does it work? And when should you use it? Take this scenario for example. You are a healthcare worker in a healthcare center in a remote area, surrounded by nothing but mountains and mountains and trees. You have all these healthcare wastes, but how are you going to properly dispose of them? All you have with you is yourself and the vast remote area you are surrounded in, far from any facilities that can treat waste properly. You also have limited resources, so you can't really transport waste for long distances. This is where safe burial comes in handy. It is a quick way to manage wastes until you can find a long-term solution. But remember that safe burial is only meant to be temporary and should only be used as a last resort. So what certain kinds of waste can be buried safely? There's treated infectious waste, things like medical gauze or bandages that have been disinfected. There's also sharp wastes, used needles or other sharp tools, which are often sealed in materials like cement, so they're safe to handle. Pathological waste, these are body tissues or organs that have been disinfected. Small quantities of encapsulated or inertized solid chemical and pharmaceutical wastes. Other waste like large amounts of chemicals or general trash aren't allowed in safe burial pits. So how does the safe burial process work? Safe burial follows strict steps to keep the area safe. In choosing the site must be at least 50 meters away from water sources and not in a flood zone area. When preparing the pit should be located at least 1.5 meters above groundwater level and lined with materials like clay or special plastic that prevents waste from leaking into the ground. The pit must be 2 to 5 meters tall and 1 to 2 meters in width. When layering the waste must be buried in layers, and each layer is covered with soil to keep away smells and pests like insects and rodents. After layering, cement or embedded wire mesh is put on top of the soil and is covered in about 50 centimeters of soil cover. Earth mound is also placed surrounding the pit to keep water out. The site is also fenced and has signs so only trained people can access it. A record of where and what is buried is kept so people in the future know where waste was stored. These steps make sure that the waste stays safely in one place and doesn't cause harm. Well, why is safe burial beneficial for remote areas? Well, first, it's cost-effective. Safe burial is usually less expensive than transporting waste long distances. Second, it's quick and accessible. It can be done right on the property, which is convenient for places far from cities. Third, it contains waste safely. By following rules, the waste is kept in a secure, contained area. This makes safe burial a useful, temporary solution in places that lack other options. But safe burial also has downsides. It has groundwater risk. If the pit isn't lined or located well, chemicals can seep into the groundwater. It also needs space requirements. It needs a lot of space, which may be hard to find, especially near small healthcare centers. And last, it's just a temporary fix. Safe burial is only suited for small amounts of waste and usually lasts only 1 to 2 years. After that, the healthcare center will need a longer term solution. Safe burial is an important option for handling healthcare waste in remote areas, but it's only a temporary solution. By following rules carefully, healthcare centers can keep their communities safe until they can access better options. Waste disposal is a complex process, and safe burial helps keep people and the environment safe while better systems are developed. And that is all you need to know about safe burial. Thank you for listening. Bye!